It's here, 2022. With ADHD, you want to prepare for the new year. So this is ADHD Prep for 2022. I'm going to go over all sorts of different things that you can use, strategy tips, and things you can buy, etc., so that you can be prepared for 2022, not only at the beginning of the year, but also throughout the year. So let's get started. And the first thing I want to go over is going to be the device called a tile. And the reason I want to go over it because it will help you not lose things, help you find things. Even if you lose your phone, you can use the tile to find your phone. It's pretty awesome. It works by Bluetooth, right? And so you just use the Bluetooth for your phone, but you also, the cool thing is about this, even if you lose your phone, if you have another tile somewhere, then you can tap that tile and it will tell you where your phone is. Also, if you're far away, it can tell you where the item is just by going on the app and logging into the app and looking and saying, where is this thing? And as long as that thing has a tile on it, it will tell you where it is. And so it's worth checking into. They have different plans, different types. They even have one that like is in your wallet that you can put inside your wallet. It will help you find things. Everybody loses things, even people that don't have ADHD. I know I lose a lot of things, so it does help me. Now, another great way to keep things from getting lost is have a launch pad. A launch pad is a place that you designate that you put specific things there each and every day. Usually it's by your door where you walk in and you set down whatever you want to set down in that special place. For me, it's my keys, wallet, and phone. I have a place right by my door. Every day that I walk in from going out somewhere, I put it there. And the reason that this is great is because when you want to find those things, you know it's in that specific place. And then when you are walking by and then notice, hey, these things that are supposed to be there aren't there, then you'll go try to look for them and you'll find them and you'll put them back in that place. And it just makes things so much easier because you are rushing around and getting ready to walk out the door, getting ready to go here or there. And you're like, I need my wallet, my keys, and my phone. And where are they? And you immediately think about, oh, they're at my launch pad right there at this place that I know in my house. And I can go over there and see that they're there. And then it saves you time. Now, another thing you should do is you should have one big goal for 2022. You should figure out what that goal is and say, okay, this is my goal. This is what I want to accomplish. This is what I want to do for 2022. And then you decide on that goal. And once you do, you break it down. You break it down into smaller steps, things you can start today, things you can work towards that goal. Break it down as much as you want to, as much as you need to say, okay, I know I can do this. I know I can accomplish this step towards that goal. And it's all up to you. It's personal, right? It's your personal goal. So it's your personal way of breaking things down so you understand them. So it is best for you so you can start doing it today. And it doesn't matter if you need to break it down more than someone else that's trying to do something similar. It is personal to you. Now back to finding things. This is one of the things I recommend because it's easy. It's something you can do. It doesn't cost a whole lot. And it's basically when you buy something that you really need to keep track of, make sure it's a bright color. Why? Because you can look across the room and say, oh, there's my neon pink or neon green thing that I bought and I need, like a notebook, like, if you have a purse or a wallet, whatever it is. And the reason you do this is because you can see it and it makes it much easier to find. If it's under clothes, you can just look at it and say, oh, I see a little bit of it. It must be there. Or if you are just looking around, and then you're just like, I don't know where this thing is. And then you look over in the corner and you see a little bit of it, you say, oh, it's right there. Makes things much easier to find. Doesn't cost a whole lot. You're going to buy the thing anyway, so why not buy it in a bright color? Now, something else that's really important that I talk about all the time is called a point of performance. And this is basically when you're going to take an action and you're like, okay, I'm going to go take this action. It's the point to where you know that you are not going to turn back from that action. Say you're going to eat dinner. Say you're about to sit down and eat dinner. And the point to where you sit at the table is the point to where you know that you are going to eat dinner. But if from that point you say you're going to eat dinner, you get distracted and say you go, hey, I'm going to go outside and take a walk, you haven't reached the point of performance. The point of performance is where you go, that where that place is, that location is, that when you get there, you're not turning back from that activity. You are not turning back from doing that activity or completing that activity. You are all in. Like for me, when I go to the gym, I go to the gym and I'm sitting in my car and I'm thinking about going to the gym. But once I enter the door to the gym, I'm at my point of performance. That means I am going to work out. So that is what I mean by the point of performance. All you have to do is find yours. And the easiest way to do it is think of an activity that you do. And when you think of that activity, You think of the point to where the place you get to where you are sure that you're going to do that activity. You are absolutely sure that you're going to finish that activity once you get here. So if you know that, then if you want to do that activity, you go to that location, that place that you went to before. And once you get there, you'll be more motivated to complete that thing. Another thing about 2022 is fidget stuff. I say fidget stuff because they're more than just fidget toys. Fidget pins, fidget necklaces, fidget rings. There's all sorts of ways to fidget with these different things. And the cool thing about it is, again, they come in all different shapes and sizes, and it helps to calm you generally. So you're not like shifting around your seat a lot, or you're not bouncing your leg up and down. You can use these to take over the fidgeting process. And if you're nervous, it should help calm you, hopefully. So a lot of people use them. There are all sorts of kinds of these items. Just go online, look, put in fidget toy, fidget item, whatever, they should come up. And you can get them just about anywhere. Sometimes they're in stores you pass by. You're like, hey, this would be a really cool thing to use for a fidget device. Another thing that you can do that's going to be great is going to be have notepads, have pens. And why is this good? Because it helps you with working memory. It helps you in the way that, hey, you're having something in your working memory. Someone has told you a whole bunch of names and you were trying to remember them and you don't have a notepad and a pen. And then they tell you, hey, all these people need to be sat at this, you're at an event. All these people need to be seated here, 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 here. Okay, you're still trying to hold those names in your head. And you're like, "Ugh, I just forgot where they need to be seated." Now, if you had a pen and a notepad and you wrote all those names down, then when they tell you so and so needs to be sat here, 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 and here, you'd be like, okay, cool. I have their names. Joe needs to be sat over there. Sarah needs to be sat over there. Gwen needs to be sat over here. And they have their own little sections, right? And so the cool thing about that is it's very simple. It's very easy. Doesn't cost a whole lot at all. And you can do it today. If you have, and the cool thing also is if you have pens and notepads in your house, they're good. You can start right now. Another great thing to do is decide on what exercise you want to do. And it doesn't have to be going to the gym. That's the cool thing. You can go to the gym if you want to. If you love to work out, be in the gym, that's cool. But doesn't have to be. You can just go walking, you can go bike riding, you can go hiking, just something to get your heart rate going, moving around. It helps to create that whole dopamine neurotransmitter production up there. So it's very good for ADHD. And so you just need to decide on which ones you want to do and pick a couple. Just go ahead and go say, hey, I'd like to do this, like to do that. And don't be afraid to try things, right? Don't be afraid to try new things because you might just find an exercise that you love, that you like. And you're like, hey, I'm excited to do this exercise each and every day. Another great thing to think about is going to be mindfulness. And the great thing about mindfulness is it helps you kind of be aware, helps to give you a break, helps you to relax. And with ADHD, I think everybody needs to relax at least sometime, right? And so that is what mindfulness is. And a lot of people say, well, I get into it 5 seconds later. I just am not in the mindfulness mode anymore. I'm thinking about this, thinking about that, thinking about all these different things. But when you do get used to being and using mindfulness, then you'll be able to relax a little more. You'll be able to be aware a little more and you'll be able to slow down. And this will help you in a whole lot of different areas. The one of the most important ones is going to be impulsivity, because when you get into the mode of where you're more aware, to where you're relaxed, to where you're giving a mind a mental break, it does help you think when you get back into thinking about what you want to do with this or what you want to do with that. When you've had that break and come back and reapproach something, then now you have maybe a different perspective on it. Another thing to think about in 2022 is using clocks and timers. And when I say clocks, I mean one you can see across the room, one that's visible, one that is easy for you to look at and say, okay, that is a time. Because if you don't have a clock around and you have bad time management because of ADHD and executive function, then what happens is you're not aware of the time and you might be doing something, think you've only been doing it for a little while, and a lot of time has passed. And so when you have a clock, you can just periodically look up and say, oh, wow, I was supposed to be here at this time and I only have an hour left to get ready and go there. So I need to stop whatever I'm doing. When you have a timer, the other thing is you're looking at that activity that you're starting to do and you set a timer for it, and the timer will go off when you are ready to stop. So you want to do something for just 30 minutes, set a timer, set for 30 minutes, and that 30 minutes in, it's going to beep and make you aware that that 30 minutes has passed. Another thing to think about is having a journal. A journal is a great tool because of the fact that you can just write down your thoughts. Whatever you're thinking about, you can just write them down in the journal. And the other cool thing about a journal is you can write some affirmations in the journal. Some journals have affirmations already, But when you get up and you're about to start your day, you can write an affirmation. You can say, hey, this day is going to be great. Just anything that is going to encourage you throughout the day, because I think everybody needs a little bit of encouragement. I know I do some days, and writing a positive affirmation, something that is going to say, this is going to be good or this is good, can help kind of just start your day out on the right foot. Another great thing to think about is going to be getting a dry erase board, a dry erase calendar. These are both amazing items. And the thing about this is you hang them up anywhere in your apartment or house, somewhere hopefully you pass by, or you hang it on your refrigerator. And the great thing that you can do with this is you can just write stuff down. If you have a dry erase calendar, you write things down, appointments, dates, whatever you want to do, pass by either of these things, and curiosity will just say, hey, look at me. And you'll wonder, you'll see there, hey, there's my dry erase board, there's my dry erase calendar. Is there anything important on there I need to remember? And you look and say, wow, that appointment is tomorrow. I need to get prepared for that appointment. Or wow, this is my grocery list and I forgot this one thing, but now I see it on there. I'll make sure to get it next time. And the last thing I'll mention is going to be apps. There are a lot of apps out there. They are used for everything that you can think of: timers, clocks, appointments, things that you can just play or use to keep your brain sharp, and just figure out which ones are best for you, which ones that you can use going forward. So let me know if you use different apps and which ones you use and which ones are the best for you, and leave those in the comments. So what do you think about all these different things? Are these things that can help you? Are these things that will help you have a better 2022? If they are, let me know. And let me know if you tried or are doing some of these things currently in the comments. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great and wonderful day and a great start to your 2022. You just seen an episode of the Reward Fitness Podcast. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, whether you're on YouTube or a podcast app. I appreciate you. Go and click the subscribe button for me. Also, you can find this podcast on any digital platform. If you're on YouTube, go and leave a like and a comment as well. I thank you again. Have a great day.